Welcome to the Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Anderson's Bar and Grill and the Blind Tiger Bar.
But that can't be comfortable. Like, if it's all fucking constricted, you'll get some sort of fucking fungi.
No,
fungi.
it is comfortable.
You get a fungus.
You know, I knew this is the way this was going to start as well.
Fall into it.
No, I knew that it'd be all about Kendy's appearance and the heading him and stuff.
But they're the worst tracks of bottoms I've ever seen in a man.
And first of all, we took a photo there a second ago, right?
Yeah.
And what drives me mad about that is that straight away I had to go into the mode of let Kendy be the fool again, yeah? So you were like, no, put your trousers the way you had them there pulled up, like,
tucked in
tucked them in there, and like Kendy looked like a bowsy again all of a sudden.
But you did it yourself, like that was the way you
That's
walked into the room.
yourself.
You got changed. You came in, you dressed like Jerry O'Gara when you fucking came in.
Who's Jerry O'Gara?
He's an old principal in the school back in Castlereagh.
Did he look like someone that just came out
when
of...
he came in, that's what he was
Did he
dressed
look like
I
something that
had
came out of
runners on
Castle
now. There's a big difference.
You had
between
a one. Actually, you weren't far off Jerry Adams by the way you came in.
What do you mean? He wore a shirt and tie.
Yeah, but you were wearing what you call it? A jumper, big old fluffy old jumper and an old pair of slacks, and what he called sensible runners.
They are sensible runners.
Very, very, and then you got changed into this.
My job means I'm on my feet quite a bit.
There's a pube on my mic. Whose is that?
Not mine.
Which one are you rubbing your balls all over me, man?
Why would I do that?
This is all a big joke against Kendy now. This is a disgrace.
What do you mean? It's your mic.
Why would anyone feel the need to rub one's testicles against the microphone?
You were rubbing Budge, man.
I couldn't have
tell
been.
the truth.
Maybe when I passed by it.
Come on and tell the truth, man. You were rubbing Budge. 100% sure.
Ray, come on.
So,
an awful stunt.
it's episode 200.
Hey!
It's unbelievable. And we have Darach back on now. Darach is not a jucker. Okay, so we're now drinking the brew dog again, which left over from last week.
Dead
Now,
ponies.
Darach's here by popular demand. We must have got 4 or 5 messages
He
in the
won
last
all the
5 years.
votes.
Yeah. To get Darach back on. We got a lovely letter from a woman, Siobhan, a while ago, and she said that one of her favourite episodes was when Darach was on. So we said, what do we do for 200? We had Sean Riley on for 100.
Yeah.
Let's get Darach on for 200.
Tell us about your life.
What's changed? Bar the clothes that you changed there half an hour ago. No, we'll give you some. Anyone who knows Darach and has listened back, you just listen back to about 30 seconds there of one of the first episodes he was on.
July 2018.
A lot has changed since, and I don't know how much we're allowed to talk about changing or not changing, but you as a person have changed quite a lot since the last time you were here. You don't take a juck in the boer.
No.
What's a juck?
I don't drink.
A drink.
Oh, is that a juck in Irish? It's a drink in
Juck
Irish.
is drink in Irish,
That's
yeah.
nice. Learning a bit.
There's still a pew. 100% someone was rubbing
It's
gooch.
in your own mouth. It's in your mouth. It's
Your
not
own
on the
pube.
microphone.
It's where you tucked your t-shirt into your budge. And then it so then getting out
There
of there.
has to be repercussions for the way you treat your tracksuit bottoms.
I pulled my tracksuit bottoms over my gut.
Yeah. What?
You know what the gut is?
No.
We
what's
have
the
talked
good?
about this before, no?
No.
It's the little bit of fat above your you know.
Oh, that really sensitive area.
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
very sensitive at the moment. That's why I have to pull it over, Ray.
Gotcha.
And comfort. So anyway, you change that. So you don't drink no more, man. If
No.
you offered him a chicken curry, he'd say no. He'd
Would
say,
ya?
I won't thank you first.
But last time it was on
We on something in July? Back in 2018?
2000 and no, when was I on it? Not some before last.
Oh, yeah, maybe, yeah. You were
Yeah.
doing the Burning Man regime, weren't you?
What's the
I don't know. What do you call the thing you're doing?
That's over though.
That's over again.
I can talk about all these stuff, but lads, you have to ask one at a time.
Let's start one. Let's start with
what
one
the
topic.
fuck do you
Right.
want to talk
What's
about?
the thing you did before there that you're after finishing?
Exodus.
Exodus.
Yeah.
Can you describe to the people at
So
home?
you want
It's a
to
film.
start with Exodus?
Right.
It's a film. It stars Robert Downey Jr.
Right.
And
It's 2 syllables.
It stars your man. It stars your man from the Gladiator, and he's the Pope's exorcist, isn't it?
Existentialist.
Yeah.
The problem is now I'm fine with this already because
Go on.
you've hit the big leagues. Is one
We haven't.
the amount of light in this room is
Oh, yeah, but
outrageous.
it's not enough,
and there's
man.
natural light coming out
Yeah,
the
we've
fucking
that blocked
bag,
out.
and you
Yeah.
still have lights blinding me.
I know, it's like
And
Dublin
I'm
Airport.
not going to lie, I keep looking at the camera like, all
You
the
can.
time.
You can
No,
look at the camera all you want.
I turn it, yeah. 'Cause I just feel like
Oh, and I fixed that. Wished.
Jesus, don't move me angle now, whatever you do. Please don't mess with me angle. Tell me if
no.
that changed, Brendan.
now it's gone, but I still know it's there. I wasn't really looking at myself, I was looking at the camera.
You can keep looking down the camera. It's not like RTE, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know, like
Well,
when
actually, if it
people
was
look-
RTE, you could look down the camera.
Yeah.
Can you do one of those P sheets where you're like, you talk away here for a second, then you look down the, hello, everybody.
Yeah.
I was just chatting to a friend of mine. You know, that kind of one.
that's
you know that
fucking
one?
Wanderly Wagon. You're
Yeah,
thinking.
no, but that's it. So this is all. It's like the news. That's exactly what it's like. The news. So I'm talking away to you here now. We're colleagues, and then we're having a little joke.
But that's at the
Jesus, Jews were out last night. You were out of it. Remember you shit in the bin, and then I just hello, good evening to the Jews. That's fucking
for the Patreon people. Now, obviously, the people listening on the podcast.
Well, they should be on Patreon. Yeah. I mean, they're stupid to be not on Patreon.
That's lovely. Yeah. Take the piss out of the majority of our listeners.
I'm just saying. I think most of the people that
99.8% of our listeners
really stupid
aren't on the Patreon.
Yeah, and they're really stupid people. Then,
yeah, I actually heard they couldn't join the Patreon.
No, I heard they had.
They couldn't. They weren't able.
Yeah, they had no money. I heard. We have the poorest. Apparently, we have the poorest.
Like only
economically, we have the poorest listenership of all the podcasts.
Only the people on the Patreon like here do. You know,
Yeah.
like, if you're not on the Patreon, then
waste time.
no, you
Lovely.
better give me a few pound over that.
So let's. Okay, so what was the first question? Okay,
I
so
have the fucking
Exodus.
breeze.
Exodus.
You want Exodus?
Yeah,
Yes.
go on. Talk to us about Exodus.
Exodus is a, I suppose, thing about discipline where you try and get as disciplined as you can in 90 days.
Okay.
And you have to follow a list of disciplines for 90 days.
And can you list off some of those disciplines?
Yeah. Cold showers
Every day.
every day.
Not even, you can only get Saturday off.
You can take one thing
What
on
about
a
2 o'clock on
Sunday.
Tuesday? Still.
Yeah, same. So let's go through it all.
So
Monday,
you're telling me on it?
Monday, all day, every day. Right?
What? Okay.
Tuesday, same thing.
Same thing.
Wednesday, and
Okay.
then if this was an essay, I'd put etc.
Yeah.
So you're telling me 4 o'clock on a Friday? I can't. It has to be.
4 o'clock on a Friday, especially you can.
Seriously.
So it's 12
So
o'clock
cold
on a
showers.
Saturday before Liverpool
Cold
game.
showers.
I can't- Cold showers.
And
You can.
does your shower go cold? Because mine doesn't. You pull it all the way down to the lowest setting, and it's still kind of,
yeah,
not
what
the
do you mean
worst.
by cold shower? Like,
So cold, as
Cold,
cold
cold.
as it can go.
okay,
Yeah.
So that like so Ray's isn't the cold
you
shower.
learn
No.
from cold showers that every shower is different. Some of them have a little bit of a kicker in it, like a bit of a warmth in it, regardless. Even when you turn it.
That's
totally
my
down.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. There's always just a little bit something
And-
tasty left in it.
Do you know when you're turning the dial, you know the way it says like high is up the top, and then when you turn it roll right down, there's Exodus written there on the
Yeah, like a line.
Is it a
Like a
setting
line,
on
no.
the shower? No.
Yeah, the new Micro 2000 one. It does. That's the Exodus setting on it. So that's a really tough one? Is it the cold shower? Like,
It
do you be sitting
can
in there
be.
screaming? Because like, there's 2 ways you can go about that cold shower. Now you can either be a bitch or you can be a bi. Right?
Yeah.
I'd be a bitch because you probably go in there and you go, and you get through it. Right?
You see,
if I
here-
get in, I'd immediately go.
You see, already I learned from. You see, there's a few different things. You have to change your mindset. So I wouldn't call it a cold shower. I'd say it's my shower. Like I'm just going for a shower.
Oh, you're
yeah.
you lied to
because if
yourself.
I start going, I'm going for a cold shower. Eventually, you get like, you get.
So it's all about deception, treating yourself like a
Yeah,
like a
just
stupid.
codding yourself.
Lying to yourself.
Yeah, you want to cod
That's
yourself out of it.
essentially what you're always trying to do. And sometimes you cod yourself for the better, and sometimes for the worse.
Okay, yeah.
You
So you're going into a shower then every day, a pure and then, but there's a lovely feeling when you get out of it, because you know when you hop into the Atlantic Ocean out at Ross Point,
You pronounce that.
right?
Yeah.
When you get into the Atlantic Ocean out at Ross Point,
Yeah.
you come out of it and you go, oh, that's lovely now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you must have that feeling of elation every single day then.
Yeah.
Or do you get thick?
Yeah, you don't get thick, but it just becomes normal. Like,
Okay.
no, you do. Like, you don't. There's no diddly dallying.
Right.
What?
You're in and out like in a minute.
You
just
don't.
time wise. I thought you were like, I heard diddly and dadly. And
No.
I was going,
No, there's
What
no.
do you mean now?
No, that's called fiddly faddly.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between diddly daddly and fiddly faddly.
Sorry, so yeah, move on.
Yeah.
What's the next thing out in
It's
the cold
diddly
shower?
dally. Anyway.
Yeah.
Diddly dally.
Quick cold shower.
showers. What else?
You can watch The Office.
Would you not condition now? When you said a quick cold shower, obviously it takes time. You let leave the conditioner in your hair.
Okay, so
This is a big question now, Ray.
So
Thanks I'm glad you asked that.
moved on.
as Mark could say, here's the thing. I don't condition my hair.
What? And it looks that
No,
gorgeous.
And I tell you why, because I don't know how.
Right.
I'll tell you the method.
I've always gotten various views on that, and I can't fucking do
He's
it.
such a real man,
So
isn't he?
the cold shower can be done with. No, he's not a real bad, because real men own up to it and they condition themselves. Okay,
Right.
I do condition myself in a physical way. Like
Yeah, I know, but I'm on about
Yeah,
the
but in a
importance of
L'Oreal
in
way.
your hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in a
How's your
L'Oreal,
work
but
Head and
I
shoulder.
genuinely don't. I remember one time I conditioned my hair and it came out worse. It came out greasy white.
I fully feeling you use those Radox 2-in-1 jobs.
No, don't be using the Radox 2-in-1
No.
job. You might as well get the stuff out of the
No,
hotel.
no.
Did you ever see that? Did you ever see the hotel stuff, man? If you ever
Like
go
an
into
animal.
if you go into a travel lodge, it's everything. It's like
May as well use dog shampoo.
it's hand soap, shower gel, conditioner,
Body
shampoo.
lotion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, hair
you
gel.
get-
It's everything.
Yeah, you get a rash from it.
And my mother would bringing it all home. We're paying for it, Mark. We paid for it. Like.
You may as well stop in Tesco on the way home and get Pantene Pro V because you're going to get all bunched
Okay.
up.
Yeah, so
right.
so you're right though. You are right, Darach, in talking about the conditioner because it does make your hair greasier quicker.
And I don't see the point of it.
Apparently,
It's
if you leave
consumerism.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
like it did.
Oh, it's pure consumerism. They're going, you need to condition that hair. And we like stupid ages without spend €8 on L'Oreal hair restoration conditioner.
can we? Oh, Ray, you got
Oh,
duped.
man, you bought Magic
I'm a
Beans.
I would tend to linger in the Tesco aisle where they do the hair restoration.
You
Oh,
got
And it's
missed.
all absolutely useless.
Man, you got absolutely duped.
No.
You thought that a shampoo would make your hair grow back.
It said it.
Is it bamboozled? Hoodwinked.
But it says it on the front. It says, I don't know, regrowth experience. Like, and there's one of them.
Yeah, the
there's one of them
regrowth
is made
experience.
from, I don't know, is it pure rubber or something? I don't know.
Jeez, I think you're in the wrong aisle.
Aussie
Yeah, what you call it?
caffeine.
It's like something you put in an engine. Yeah, caffeine. There's caffeine in it. They put coffee in the hair conditioner.
Yeah, that's because
And then the hair grows back because, you know, you're wild in the coffee.
Hmm.
You know the way you'd be in coffee. Well, your hair is exactly like
Jeez,
ours.
I
Yeah,
drank
but-
so much coffee, man. My fucking like the hairy back by the end of the day.
You'd have it and your hair would be fine for 20
I
minutes,
ha-
then it
I
gets very
actually-
tired.
I know, you asked me this question. I know we're getting away from exes, but you asked me this question before. Am I hairy? I only noticed today I've grown an awful amount of extra hair on my back. I may have to go for the laser.
Yeah, but I think it's coming down from another end. Like it's kind of your hair is going so
Bit
far
of
in at
downy
the top
fluff.
that
it's all
coming
growing the
out.
wrong place. Anyway, the second thing on the Exodus, other than a short, non-dilly-dallying cold shower is...
No, I have to state this. I know it's the 200 episode, but it doesn't mean it has to be 200 minutes. There's about 15 of them.
Okay.
There's exercise. You have to exercise
That's
for an
cool.
hour every day.
Oh, for an hour every day?
There's no
fuck
TV.
You know, Ray did
Whoa,
exercise.
no
Ray-
TV.
Hang on, now we get the
Sorry.
exercise one out of the way first because Ray did exercise for an hour last month, right? He had a build up for a triathlon yesterday
That I didn't do.
that you didn't do, and
Yeah.
Brendan and Sean absolutely floored, and Sean did it on a BMX.
Sean did it on a bicycle that should be in the dump.
It had pegs on it, like an old
Ray did
BMX back in the day. Anyway, if anyone's wondering, Ray didn't do the fucking
Didn't do
triathlon,
it.
so that means Kendy was right all along. Just say no.
Yeah.
You have to live your own life, Ray.
You could have just left that one lie.
No, not letting it lie, Ray, because you all tried to big time me and soon.
You said you were going to do it.
I was in my mind I was going to do it, but I didn't realise the abundance of weddings and stags and other experiences where I was not doing what you're going to talk about doing now. I wasn't doing that,
Yeah.
so I wasn't able to do it.
Gee, that's funny because Sean was at all those weddings and stags.
Shut up about it. Shut
Anyway,
up about it.
so that's the exercise. I just wanted to let you know, Ray, it's okay to say no and just wear your fucking pants up here like me and just
Sound.
give up, Ray. We're done. You're nearly married. Like. Look at
Okay.
this. Look at my comfort level.
You know we're talking about me, like.
Look at
but-
the gun, Tanby.
Yeah, I know.
But
It's-
since I've been on this, you've got married, have a child, and you're engaged, and there's all sorts going on between
know.
the pair of you.
It's been a long time, yeah,
It has,
since.
yeah.
Well, it's not like we haven't talked since then now either. Like.
Not properly.
Well,
Her
Darach,
her name is Laura.
Yeah.
We met back in Boyle.
they met at a party.
Did you actually meet him?
Oh, yeah, we kind of met in Boyle.
Yeah, in a weird house.
Actually, yeah, no, she was doing. She
It was
playing-
one of those houses where you leave your keys at
Some
the
of the
door.
worst gigs I've ever had were in Boyle.
Oh,
And it's a lovely town.
some
I
of the
actually really
worst
like
gigs.
Boyle.
You not like Boyle?
No,
You
I
do-
love Boyle.
You
I
love
think it's
Boyle.
great, but some
Awful
of the
name
worst-
of a town.
We did a gig in Boyle. Well,
Okay,
I think I might have told this fucking story before. We did a gig in Boyle one time on the 27th of December. I won't say the name of the pub, right?
Yeah,
And there was 3 people at the gig,
yeah.
right? And there were 3 older gentlemen of what I would consider to be, what by the looks on their faces, a rougher background than me. Okay?
Lovely.
Okay.
That's not hard now, considering.
No,
I
it's
just
hard
do
enough,
Little
Ray.
princess.
Oh, it's
It's hard enough, Ray,
right
man.
So they were at the gig, and they were the only ones at the gig, and we hated everything about ourselves and wanted to pack up the gear and drive the van into a wall.
Yes.
And but there was obviously a ringleader that we didn't know about because 2 boys were messing,
Yeah.
just fighting on the dance floor. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
They were just fighting, and one fella wasn't even looking at us.
Was this now the country fighting that does be happening? Two
Yeah.
lads just enjoying pucking at each
Yeah,
other.
2 boys pucking at each other,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I understand.
And then while one fella sat with his back to us just at the bar, and eventually he had enough of the 2 boys having the crack and fighting and messing, and he just stood up.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything. He just stood up, and the 2 boys just stopped and sat down at the bar. And all I could think was, What has that man done in his life to demand that kind of respect?
Yeah.
Oh
Or
my
like he's
God.
maybe
And if you're
Raybo
listening,
did something.
text us in and let us know. I'm sure
Anyway,
you'll remember that night.
It was the worst gig of my entire life.
I
that I've ever
think
done.
just when you were talking there, I think the time of it as well made it terrible because the 27th,
Yeah.
and we were Mauli the 26th. Like,
Yeah, we were.
That was
having
Christmas,
to
was
go,
it?
Yeah, and then having to go out and do it.
I have to deviate from the story a small bit.
Do.
Because you're after reminding me with the talk of Boyle and all that has happened. You know you want Siobhan S to send us the letter. She's getting real value out of this letter. We're
she is, man.
third episode in now.
Oh, she will
She
milk.
also asked, she said, how
You
did
have
you
to show
meet...
me the letter, right?
I have to show you, yeah. She asked me how did I meet Laura.
Oh yeah.
And I've never told you that story.
Yeah, but how? Okay, so I don't know how you met Laura.
Well, I
How
met
did
Laura in Boyle because I was doing, see me and Vinny Higgins, Sligo's premium mic stand provider.
Yeah.
He was organising the sound for a show called Sister Act,
That's right.
where young Laura
Back
was
in the
playing
Habit or-
Back in the Habit, a
Okay.
nun. She was a
No.
nun.
And she was a nun.
She was a
and
nun.
John Reynolds was in it.
Was you know the
Oh,
Sister
yeah,
Act
Keeves
musical?
out, lad.
Yeah.
Keeves out for the gentleman.
He is.
What are you laughing
So
at?
quick you are.
Yeah.
He's over, gentlemen.
And come here, you know in Sister Act the musical,
Yeah.
I have a professional question. Is it based off the first movie or the second movie?
Bag of shite off none of the movies. It's
And
a whole
you can't-
totally different set of
And
songs.
you can't
do
use
you
the
mean?
you can't use the music.
You can't, it's shite.
You
Beca-
can't.
yeah.
Oh,
because
Happy Day.
You know you can't. No happy day.
No
No
happy
happy
day.
day.
No happy day.
No.
When Bucky Boo goes down and starts singing his hola.
Hey,
No.
Whoopi Lunchbox, right? She won't let you sing the songs.
She doesn't own it, does she?
She does. She's on The View every day saying, no one out there is allowed to use Whoopi Lunchbox.
You
is
want
the
from the
reason."
Fugees? She's in it.
Who?
Yeah, she is actually young nun.
She's in the Fugees.
Yeah, Fugees.
I don't know who that is.
Lauren Hill.
Yeah.
Did Laura play the little blonde one? Because that'd be perfect if she did.
Yes,
Did she actually?
I hope she did.
And who played Whoopi Lunchbox?
Her name is a girl, and it's gone out of my head.
Anyway, I'm sure it's good, but you can't use the music from Sister Act. It's
You
one of the
can't.
biggest disgraces that ever happened to Ames.
Oh,
Anyway.
hey.
Huh?
Yeah,
So
You
if
know.
I sing that now, am I going to? Is Whoopi Lunchbox going to pop out of the screen? and
you're just
box
not.
me
You
the
can't.
jaw?
You don't have the rights to do it. It's just a different. It's a different thing. It's
Don't
different,
tell me my rights.
It's a different chart.
Oh, happy days.
you go.
Happy
We're gone
days.
now. That's it.
You,
This,
you
this
never
episode's out.
financially recover from that one, boy.
The rest of that story is though.
Oh, yeah, go on.
I only did a day down there.
Right.
Because Vinny needed the Monday covered, so I went down for the rehearsal.
Yeah.
And that's how I first met her. But then you came into it then.
did I
Because she
do?
was doing a 1 minute video with you.
Oh, that's right. We wrote an Oscar-worthy film.
You
yeah.
were doing a video,
Rory's
right?
Maitland wrote
Rory's
it.
Maitland was doing
Yeah.
a video with you,
That's
and
facts.
Laura was the lady.
Yeah.
So you were playing boyfriend and girlfriend,
We
or
were playing,
husband
yeah,
and wife.
and it actually works way better than you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
Why
before-
don't you fight and when I stand up, you stop? So you have to settle this, lads. It's very tense.
Let's settle this now.
Rory's
Feel like a
Maitland
ref.
anyway asked me to do sound on that video.
Oh, yeah.
So he texts me and he says, Ray, any chance you'd have a few hours next Tuesday or whatever day it was
No.
to do a bit of sound on a video I'm recording. It's a 1 minute video.
Yeah.
I had half a day's leave left in the leave year.
Oh, Jesus.
That was it.
Right.
And I didn't want it, I'll be honest, I didn't want to give it to Rory.
You didn't want to waste it on us.
I didn't want to waste it on. I didn't
Yeah.
know it was. He didn't tell me it was you. He just said I have this, and I said,
No,
look,
he didn't tell you it was Laura. You
I have a
would have done it
half
then.
day left, and he texts me back. I said no. I said I'm sorry. I need that for a hangover. So I texted him back, and I said I'm sorry, I can't do it. And he texted me back. Said, oh, that's a shame. Now you'd have enjoyed it. Young Mark Kennedy is in it, and Laura Kiley.
Yeah.
To which point I texted him back and said, you didn't mention that Laura Kiley was in it.
Oh, no.
And then I said to myself, I'm going to have to do it.
Yeah. But you didn't do
No, I
it.
didn't know. Turned out I didn't have a half day left.
So sorry,
I'd
this
miscalculated.
Is, so this is the story of how you didn't meet then.
So that was the story, but no, apparently then, see, Rory's Maitland then showed her the messages from me.
Oh, is that what happened?
And that's what happened. So
No.
she knew then that I was interested.
And
so
had
she
you sent
avoided
him
me
a
for
Mickey
2
pic?
months.
Had you sent him a Mickey
I had
pic?
sent him a Mickey
So
pic,
she was
yeah.
like, this is all, he was like, this is all the messages. And now look at the Oaken.
Now look at the Oakenham.
Have a quick, what do you think of that?
Yeah, so she filled in the application.
She did.
and we
And you
know,
were emailed within 2 to 3 working
And we did
days.
an interview.
You did.
And then I emailed her about consent.
Sean does the interviews.
Sean holds the interview.
Sean holds
Just-
interviews.
Sean,
How
yeah,
we going?
yeah.
And
How we
Ray's
getting
waiting
on?
in the back and he's like,
So
how-
Siobhan S, that's how me and Laura started.
no, there you go. Well, that's
Yeah.
the story. And now, and where are you still together?
Still together, yeah.
It'll never last.
No.
Never last. Okay. So,
Where
now,
were we?
where were we? Okay, so Exodus.
Exodus.
Also,
no TV.
Yeah.
How do you not watch television?
Because you love TV.
I actually love.
Did you hear the
movies.
smart head and Brendan Tierney out there?
What do you say?
Turn it off.
Turn it off. Yeah, that's why he's not in here. Yeah.
Yeah. And Brendan, you don't turn it on in the first place if you're doing it right, like. What did you just get used to it? Like it's one of the tougher ones that for me, as Mark says, I love movies.
And does TV, it's a bit like the TV license inspector, does that cover Netflix and Amazon Prime and Disney?
Yeah.
So can you look at your phone?
No, not really. No, there's no unnecessary phone use.
Ah, okay. So you're rocking a Nokia of some
So
sort.
no,
and so.
I had a Nokia. I can't find the fucking thing. I had a flip phone, but I used my own phone this year.
Right.
But you can take messages and calls.
Yeah, so WhatsApp and stuff like that, but no social media either, which is.
So how are you surviving without TikTok?
I don't have a TikTok.
That's stupid.
Wow.
How do you watch your Beetlejuice videos then?
I'm not 14.
No. So there's avenues. So you haven't learned.
Sorry to Boyle and TikTokers.
Yeah, you haven't learned TikTok yet. There's avenues to TikTok. My TikTok is Beetlejuice videos from Howard Stern.
Right.
And protesters getting battered.
You know,
I don't know why that
changes all the time with you.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I think my phone knows my mood. I must have a mood switch on my right hand pocket because it goes, oh, he's into watching bad protesters get battered. I don't know why that is. Like, you know, these stop oil now let you
stop
people.
oil now let you.
Oh, I saw one of them getting dragged off a tree there today. I was delighted. Oh, I was like, this is brilliant. I shouldn't say that.
I'd like to retract my earlier smart comment, right? Because I said about TikTok, but my YouTube is essentially TikTok now, isn't all those little videos?
But you're not allowed to use. That's YouTube television.
YouTube
not
Shorts.
now, I'm finished it now. I'm off.
Oh yeah, but when you were on it, could you watch
no,
YouTube?
I didn't watch it. But now my YouTube is like people in Egypt making tiles.
What?
I don't know why. It's loads of people making tiles.
Egyptians.
Yeah, but their Egyptians make the best tiles.
Come here. Did you ever see these Amazon motherfuckers, right? That are in the middle of the Amazon or India, or it could be Westmeath, because it's hard to tell sometimes with the sunlight. And they're building tunnels, right? So
this make you uppy.
no, it's not makey uppy.
I've forgotten where we are. We're India, is it?
We're in somewhere in the world where they're in the jungle.
Okay.
Right? And they're like, oh, I built my own swimming pool with my own hut.
I watched them. They make
And your
me
man is
sleepy.
digging it out with his hands and
he makes it out of clay.
yeah, and he just makes
That'll
out
only
clay.
last a week. I don't.
But
always
also,
think-
what I want to know is, if this is the kind of stuff that he has to do where he's living out in the middle of the jungle, where the fuck did he get the iPhone 14 from to film it? And
he
edit
just
it
goes around
and
in his
do it?
jocks, and he does it in his jocks.
He just goes around in his
What's
jocks.
he building? A swimming pool?
Yeah,
Yeah, he makes outrageous stuff from clay,
yeah.
just from the ground, like.
And then he'd be like, oh, I built my own hut because my old lady threw me out. And then he'd build the hut then and he'd live abroad inside.
He didn't say anything about his old lady.
He did, yeah. He said because my old lady's on her 5th boyfriend.
No, he didn't. He doesn't stay at anything personal like
he
that in
beats
a
me.
radio, just so you know.
Right.
It's a 15-minute video of a time lapse of him building this
Him
shaggy
bitching
thing.
about the mother.
So my YouTube shorts will be full. Yeah, it's him bitching about the mother.
Yeah. Why
That
building
is,
this?
that's essentially. I've never been on TikTok, so that's essentially TikTok. It's just
YouTube
goes,
shorts is TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's their version of it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You said you were allowed WhatsApp during the time. Do you know when you'd be in an old group with someone and someone would send a video, are you prohibited from watching that video?
So if I can tell, this is just personal because I don't usually open like if
Who's
if
after
certain-
shite?
somebody.
No, I didn't
Who's?
say it.
Look at the two of you bastards.
I
now.
swear to
did
God,
not.
I didn't.
Brendan. He's too far away.
Are
I know
we
what you're
seriously
capable
about to
of.
have a fart case here?
You did it.
Are we seriously going to have
No,
a
we're
fart
not.
case?
I did not fart.
Anyone who's on the Patreon, look at all three of our faces now and see who looks guilty. Flick the cameras, Ray. Brendan.
It is definitely Ray.
It's
but I-
100% Ray.
It's not me. I wasn't out or nowhere last night. I've had a good.
There was a
Ray,
lunchbox open.
Can we calm down, please?
You have to
Please.
turn in the box room into Chernobyl.
I did not.
We have to evacuate.
There is a smell now.
Oh, it's a pond.
If I did it, I would have been laughing uncontrollably and I'd have pain in my side.
Oh, I'm actually going to get sick now. Oh.
Yeah. So it must have been Darach.
It was you.
It wasn't me.
If you know me when I fart, if I fart, I laugh uncontrollably. I got a pain in my side.
Yeah, but now you're amongst other people. I know well it
And
was
I
you.
don't do that.
You're a vindictive bastard. He hasn't farted since
Can we,
2006.
please?
What were we on about again?
We were on
before
about.
that? The
Can you
smell.
watch a video on the WhatsApp?
So I wouldn't open many of those. Like if I was in like a stag group and someone sent in a video, I'm not opening that like that.
Okay, cool. So
I
you
don't
really
want to see
are.
anyone get murdered or like.
Okay, you're together. Yeah, and it's not always.
Do you know what I mean? I don't want to see those things, like, so I don't open them. But if I see like a video of my nephews or some bit of crack like that, or Ali, like I'll open.
You're
that.
allowed to watch that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But that's personal.
Because that's
choice.
not TV, I suppose.
No, and
No.
sometimes you have to open these videos.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Now,
Not
what's
when
the
someone's-
fourth thing?
Oh man,
We'll get
what's the
through
next?
it.
What's the next biggest one like that is you found tough or?
the fasting. Yes, fast on Wednesdays and Fridays
Why Wednesdays and
What?
Fridays?
because it's a religious thing. So it's part of Catholicism. So we fast on Wednesdays and Fridays.
That means not eat.
Not eat. So I'll not eat from 24 hours the previous day.
Do you make a fortune for Troker during this time?
During Lent, I put money to Troker.
Savage. Because that's the only time in my life it would have been for Troker I would have done it. And there was one time people challenged me, can you shut up for the day?
But that's two days.
I do
you
that
end
again,
up
man.
doing-
I would pledge a lot of money, man, to have you shut up for a day.
so
Jesus
hard.
Christ almighty. Come here, I think it is funny how they call it fasting because if I wasn't eating for a full day, it'd be very slow. Like I don't know how the fuck you get through that.
You get used to it and you get better with it. I feel
The
like
Muslims
such a
do it.
fucking pompous
Don't
prick.
the Muslims-
No, but I'm actually
It's really. It
I
is
was just
interesting.
sitting here in admiration of you because I can't even do a triathlon. Never mind not eat for 24 hours. So I mean,
Yeah, sorry.
fair
You know,
play to you.
you know the way we're bigging up triathlons and stuff.
Yeah.
This week alone, Darach broke his 5K record, his 10K record, and his half marathon record.
Wow.
He broke, and you don't see him up on fucking Instagram
okay,
and TikTok and putting
now
it all
you're
up.
getting a small bit pompous, and
Yeah.
that's Mark's fault. That's where I'm like,
He said
I
it.
went.
I
Such a
didn't know
fine
my
line.
mouth.
Like 1 minute I'm admiring, the next minute he's a bastard.
I didn't know my mouth.
Yeah.
No, but it is the fasting is difficult.
Yeah.
Like
But the
you
Muslims
get,
do it for like 3 years straight or
but
something, don't they?
No, they don't. Careful
do.
now.
Isn't it? How long did
It's-
it last
it's-
for?
Let's not go down the Muslim
it's
road.
Ramadan, no, like
Yeah, how long
I
does
mean,
Ramadan
you work
last?
you work your hardest, right, to try not and fuck get people's bad sides. And I worked 2 jobs. I worked flat out, and I sit beside you for fucking 10 minutes, and you insult fucking Islam.
I'm not insulting them at all. I said they must fast
Yes.
for ages, which is true.
You said 3
It's
years.
3 years. They
Yeah.
fast for a month.
Yeah, okay, a month straight, yeah.
When you said a
I
fast for a
love
month,
that. I love
They
that
eat.
as well.
They can eat at night.
You can't even say
When
the
the
word
sun goes
Muslim now, and
down.
you're,
Oh, you
you're
can
coming
eat
down my
the-
throat.
We
you
fucking
bastards.
moved
Fuck's
on.
sake. No,
We
but you're like,
moved-
oh, Kendy mentioned Muslim. Oh my God, I can't believe it. You know what's real? Like, it's not the tooth fairy. They're real people. Jesus Christ, like, oh, I'm getting it off in trouble now because Kendy said Muslim.
I'm not saying that.
Fucking
Is this a
bastards,
fucking
man.
episode? What's that? Is this
wait,
a
wait,
You've
breakdown?
lost it a small bit.
Wait
there
till I
now.
get on to the Jews. He shower.
Okay, can you? As I was saying, the Muslim side of things, they can eat when the sun goes down.
Sun goes down, yeah.
Okay, I
they
didn't
can
know
eat.
that.
Sun's completely down, they can eat.
They can eat way then, and that's why it's so busy abroad in Muslim land. Then because it's like.
And
Muslim, I missed an S there. Muslim lands. It's
I
pure
got in
busy because of the fact
Get in
that.
trouble. We just told you to shut the fuck
I'm
up.
the one that's in trouble.
Like, you're not in.
It's
But
me.
it's
Trouble
pure busy
yet.
in Iraq at night for people out eating because of that, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
How
what
the
happens.
fuck
yeah,
do
yeah.
we know about? I'm not going to speak about Iraq. I don't know what happens in
And I've
Iraq.
Why
seen
won't you
videos.
give us some information on this, Darach? What is it about it that's making
I'm not
you so...
qualified to do so.
Yeah,
I'm
but you're
kinda-
getting iffy now about it for some reason. All
I'm
of a
not.
sudden.
I just don't know what's happening. We're talking.
Okay,
What the fuck?
so that's the next hardest part of fasting, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And then other than that, so you do that for 90 days straight, and then it gets more intense during the
Any
nights.
other things that you can't do?
Like it's basically the way I summarize it is you have to sleep well as well. Like you have to go to bed early, or not go to bed. You have to make sure you get a good night's sleep. And like, who'd have thought? Like, if you eat well, like no sweets, crisps, fizzy drinks, none of that.
None of that.
And like, who'd have thought? If you eat well, sleep well, and exercise regularly, you actually feel good.
No,
like.
do you though? Is that the thing that
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you feel way because you've done this now for 3 years
Three
straight
times,
now?
yeah.
No, it's you were a completely different boy than what I used to know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you used to be mad. Oh, Darach could be mad. Like,
Yeah, but I
ah.
remember now. Here's I have to state with all my pompicity. Is that a word?
Pompicity,
Brendan, can we
yeah.
look up the word, please? Pompicity, please. Here's the thing: is I always say to people, I'm like one bad day away from fucking it all.
From going the whole way
going
back.
the whole other
Yeah,
way.
yeah. But like you, because you don't drink anymore at all or nothing like that.
No.
Like, when was the last time you had a drink?
New Year's Eve. I'm a year and 5 months off, or a year and 4 months off.
And what's wrong with you?
What's wrong with me?
He's on antibiotics.
That's the.
Just go easy on him there now. You know?
Because like I don't take a drink really that often. Like, but
You're
like,
fucking-
I
No,
think
no.
that's a lie.
no, I drink 2 pints of Guinness every week.
Yeah.
So I drink Guinness twice a week. That's it.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and it's 2 pints. It's 1 pint each night.
All right.
So, like, I know that I won't overindulge myself in that drink, but is there a fear in your body that you will overindulge it, and all of a sudden I'd have to collect you in the middle of Sligo town? And
not even that. It takes a while to get away from it, and when you do, like, the thought of drinking now doesn't really hit me at all.
no, yeah, so you couldn't, because I've seen you on the hardest thing to do. The hardest thing to do is go out sober.
Yeah.
With a load of drunk people. Darach's
Yeah.
done it a load of times.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you get through that at all. You went on a stag with us for 2 days.
There's a couple of tricks.
Oh,
Right.
go on.
Oh, go on. Don't
There's a
talk
coup-
to the drunkest man.
There's a couple of tricks. One is where possible. There's a tipping point
Right.
Hmm.
Oh,
where the
ITV. Yeah.
where things get messy.
What's going on?
There's people
Someone
else.
downstairs.
Well, everyone just wait, and we'll get on to what's actually happening down there in a bit, because this happens Far too often.
What's going on?
They're so aggressive.
Who?
Salespeople.
What
at your
is
door.
this
Trying to
person?
sell.
Honestly, it could be Anthony, it could be Vodafone, it could be. Am I going mental? Are salespeople 20 times more aggressive now than they ever were at your door?
Couldn't tell you. Haven't had one in a long time.
Seriously,
Last
too
one I
worried,
switched
yeah.
to Vodafone. That was the last one.
we get them all the time here now, like, and they just don't take no. Like one fella, I had a fella come a couple weeks ago who was trying to change our energy provider, like our electricity provider, like, and he was so ignorant. Like, he was a young fella, and like everything you said, he had an answer back for us, and it was like you were so stupid for doing what you're doing, like. I was like, no, I'm with Electric Ireland, like, and then I'm not joking. He was like, wait, like I can get it way cheaper, and you're like, well, with that attitude, I don't fucking want it way cheaper. Then, like, you're making me feel like a fool.
He
for
gave you the big league.
They do big time, yeah. And then I was like, no, I made up a lie. I was like, I'm actually in arrears, like, with Electric Ireland at the moment. So
And they're being pure sound.
Yeah, so and they're being nice about it, so I'm actually not.
You made
going
him feel
to,
sorry for you.
Yeah, no, it didn't work.
What did he say then?
Because he was like, you can definitely get out of that contract, like, just pay off the arrears. And I was like, okay, well, you give me the money then, like, to pay it off. Like, they're so fucking hyper aggressive.
You do know though, and I already threw. Here's me, devil's advocate again.
Yeah.
They're on the old what is
Commission.
it? The commission.
Yeah.
And sure, the
You
poor
worked at
bastards.
it.
Huh?
You did
Yeah,
it
you
for a
did it.
small
I did
while.
it for 2 days. Yeah,
You
yeah.
should know well
I did
about
it for
it.
1 day. Sorry,
Yeah.
one night. Yeah, and the one that I was doing, and there's ethics involved in this. Obviously, these are ethically okay to be doing.
Yeah.
But the one that I did for a day was selling charity. But the idea is that you take most of the money, and then a little bit of it goes to charity.
Oh,
So that was the idea, and you said it door to door, and you
that
say,
wasn't very ethical.
No, but there is. Sorry, now, because people do it, so we better be careful. It
Right.
is. It's a very legal,
so
very
we can't
ethical
talk
thing
about
to
a
do.
whole
You know what I
religion,
mean?
but we can talk about fucking. We can talk.
So I did it. I went up to a town outside Bundoran for one night. Where
What was the town?
Where what's it called? The one on the way in. The one on the way into Bundoran. Right before you get to Bundoran, there's a tiny village.
Yeah, Leitrim.
No, Kinlaw.
Kinloch,
yeah. And we pulled up to a housing estate in Kinlaw, right? And
Sounds awful dodgy.
and like, but the person I was doing it with, like, I hate calling people out, like, but they make it seem like you're a legitimate business person now. Congratulations. And then you watch them try and spoof people at the door. So one of the things they told me to do was, you do not mention that you get paid unless they ask you, because legally you have to say you do if they ask.
Yeah.
But what you do is you go to the door and you pretend that you're just one of the greatest citizens in the world.
You want the money for the
just trying to
children in
raise
Yemen.
money for the children in the Yemen and Africa and children. Yeah, we're trying to raise money for children in Longford.
I don't know if it'll
Right.
be on this plane or the next, but you will answer for that one.
So, but I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. I think, like, I knew straight away. I was like, hang on now, this isn't right. Like,
Right.
Like,
your ethics and your morality kicked in.
because we got one woman.
Yeah.
To buy into it that day. The whole day we got one woman to buy in, and I was just following someone around as they did it to try and learn the trade. But like, it was very disingenuous because she was like, "Go on, Ray, sorry, yeah."
Sorry, I just want to. Can we just me and Darach? Because Darach, you know Mark pretty well. Can we recreate that moment where Mark came to the door of that lady? You will be Mark,
Oh, Jesus, right.
right? So, see,
Okay.
can you do a good impression of Mark in this situation, right? Hello, how are you doing? Oh, you got to do it in speech.
Oh, yeah,
the
but
podcast.
that's for the Patreon. They
Yeah.
paid for it.
Hello, why you were knocking?
Oh,
sorry, I go. Hello,
Yeah,
you
why
were.
did you do it with the horse's
No,
mouth?
'cause I
I'm
know-
not
I
good,
want-
never good. He was in musicals.
The
and
drop
such.
of improv, right, Mark? Hello.
Yeah. Well, how are we going? We're actually just here with poor kids in Longford. It's all of them. Mm-hmm. They're all name a child in Longford.
Fenton.
Poor. Very poor.
Really?
Yeah, name
I
it.
knew.
There's women ones as well. Name a woman child.
Fidelma.
Oh, poor. Stop fucking poor.
And what do you want from me?
I'm actually getting emotional now even thinking about Fidelma. Oh,
But what do you want?
15 quid a
What'll
month.
we do? But what?
15 quid a month, man.
15?
15 a month, yeah, just put down your details.
But why?
I'm just fucking put them down.
How much goes to Fidelma?
My phone is ringing. Hello? Oh, fucking. Where is she? Go fucking, she on the boat left. I know there's a woman here. She promised she'd go to. You did promise, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
You promised you were going to
I'm
get
getting
50.
my checkbook.
Oh, fucking. No, I don't. I need your bank account
Oh,
details.
God, right.
Don't get the checkbook. Waste time. Don't get the fucking checkbook.
I wouldn't know where to find the bank details
No,
now.
just get the fucking thing.
Is it on the app?
Just get the fucking shit in again! Fidelma! Please, Fidelma, no! Just go on, you fucking prick.
Sorry,
you promised
okay.
Fidelma. I'm going to get a picture of her, hang on. She's
don't want to
fucking
see a
gone, she's
picture.
gone. She's fucking, oh, she's fucking gone. So that's the kind of stuff that you do.
The way swap it there for a second now. You be the old lady, I'll be Mark.
Yeah.
Hello, Mrs. I have to be Kendy.
So you're me.
I'm you, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
So
I open the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi,
You're absolutely gorgeous. Oh, you are a beautiful young man.
Thank you very much. My name is Mark Kendy.
AIK7227.
My name is Mark Kendy, and I'm looking for some money for the poor children of Longford.
Right, and what are their names? I know a poor child.
No, it's fine.
How she keep it?
It's fine.
She was a fine round woman when I saw her.
It's fine. I don't want to be annoying you. I'm going to leave it, okay?
But I have all this money.
I know. I wouldn't do it to you.
My husband's dead.
No, I have to go. I have to go.
My husband.
See, this is the Mark I know.
I'm on a contributory pension.
I don't care. I can't take the money off you. My morality is kicking in.
My mattress.
I'm done.
It's full. I burned it in the stove to keep myself ticking over.
I couldn't take money off you. These children are fine. I'll pay for them myself.
Why are you trying to be? I wouldn't do that.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
You don't like annoying people.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm the same as you a little bit in that way. Yeah, but like.
Even with a full mattress.
I was worried about the ethics of the whole situation.
Yeah.
Because you know the way you said the old lady there that comes to the door, right? So one of the only thing that we were taught when all that came out was if you think they're too old, you can't sell to them. Because what happens... because they could be gone penile.
Oh,
it's a dog thing, yeah.
And not only you get the €15, you could also get yourself in the will.
Yeah, but like
put my name down there.
So that happened to someone. In the company where they sold to this old one who had like Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
No, sorry, she had an Alsatian. She had Alzheimer's. Yeah. So the son found out like that she had been, and he lost a head like, and your man lost her license then to sell it, like.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. There's a seedy underside to this kind of thing, and like I know people are just trying to make a living. I completely get that.
It might not always be that case.
It's not always that. It's the charity one is the seedy
but
one.
But I can't get over the fact that you were taking the majority of the money they're giving you.
Yeah, no, yeah. I think it's like 60-40 or something.
That's a bag of shite. What's that about?
Yeah, you make, but like you make it so. Let's say if they pledge 15 quid.
Yeah.
I think like in my bank account every week would be like 8 quid every week that they stay on it, or every month that they stay on it.
I give €20 a month, right? To the UNHCRFCTTT, which is the United Nations
Club. Yeah,
the United Nations, and they feed the poor and the children with the hunger.
Yeah.
And I give them the €20, and this is successive increases where they've rang me.
I'd say about €2 gets them.
That's ridiculous. Yeah. I can't believe.
I don't know if that's I don't know much about it, but I don't know if that's the case in everything. I think some charities get.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Like the one you're talking about mightn't be.
Yeah, well, they say 99% of this goes to the people.
Yeah, but that's probably true. That's probably
if
true.
If they say it, probably is.
Yeah. But like,
so I feel hoodwinked again.
Hoodwinked, yeah. You got
but it is like let's say your man's selling the Vodafone down there. I get it. He's trying to sell Vodafone to try and make money. So there's no if I buy, but like I got duped by a Vodafone fella as well. Like. I was in a different chat.
He's paying €95 a month, 10 gigs of data.
I'm on dial-up.
He's on dial-up.
This fella sold me. So this fella was like, we have this brand new broadband thing. It's never been seen before. I shouldn't even be telling you about it. That's the way he was at the fucking door. Like,
that's great. I'm interested now. And I understand.
I was in a different house and a younger man. And I was like, oh, what the fuck is that? And then he was like, well, we have to drill a hole. We have to build a tunnel from kindergarten to here. No, it was like we have to dig a hole. We have to drill through the wall and all this. And I was like, well, I'm actually renting the house. So
yeah.
And he was like, no, it's not an invasive thing at all. You will. I said, let me ring my landlord. And he was like, you don't need to.
You won't notice the hole.
It's not going to. And then,
you won't even feel it.
So then the K&N guy, he was like, you won't even know. Just have a glass of wine. Shut up, right?
Shut up now.
He said, show your pretty mouth.
What's the generator for? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
That's a big drill bit.
So the next day, the boys. So the next week, the boys from KN. KN, the guys who do everything. They do Vodafone, O2, Meteor, Motorola.
Is that what they do?
Yeah, they do all of that stuff. KN, right?
This is a very educational podcast.
They landed and said, "Yeah, it's not too bad. It'll probably be about like 15 centimeters in diameter."
Yeah.
Drilled through the back wall.
Wow.
And I was like, no, you can't do that. He was like, are you renting? I said, yeah. And he was like, oh, we definitely can't do it if you're renting. And I said, but the salesman told me you could do it. And he was like, yeah, he's a salesman. Of course he did. Told you. He was
so
like,
did the boys save you?
The boys just got back in the van and went and they said, you can't do this. Like.
Yeah.
But I rang Vodafone giving out. I said, well, I want to know who that fella was. And they said, none of your business, Kendy. And they called me everything. They said, the fat heading you. No, they did. No,
Anyway.
I hate out in Vodafone. I rang Vodafone straight direct, right? And there was a woman on the other end, right, from Tala, and she said, Kendy, you're the fattest fool. You're a big fat slag.
Stop
she
now.
said to me on the phone.
Anyway, Darach.
Big fat hussy.
You're not drinking. Yeah. back to.
I kind of want to stay on the hussy thing.
I'm just saying.
I don't really
know
want to leave
it's
what
not-
the Vodafone woman said. That's really unprofessional.
No, it
what she
is
said
like,
to you.
and I mean, I might be fluffing a couple of words here
I
and there.
don't
Like,
know.
I know, but she said you're a big fat slut, Kendy. The stupid head in your man. And I just didn't think it was right. Like, obviously from her, and she wouldn't give me your man's name either, which is why I rang. Like, you know.
Right.
What were you
So-
going to do with his name? Fucking give him guff on Facebook.
I was going to add him on Facebook. Say I'm doing free guitar lessons.
Catfish
right?
him.
No, yeah, no, I was going to add him on Facebook and say I'm
You're
actually
going to bring
doing
him
free
down
guitar
to A
lessons.
Labon and say, I'll be there, order the soup and a few starters.
Yeah.
And then
And
you
then
won't
ring
show
it's,
up.
Oh, my auntie's
And
dead.
then,
I can't
and
go.
then he has to go to the credit
On
union.
that note, there now.
Just go on then, man.
On that note, there. Did you ever? And it's completely aside, right? But did you ever have a supplier will say cancel on you, right? And then you get a friend to text or to email that supplier to ask them whether or not they're available, and then just to see whether they're actually not available.
What kind of...
Okay, so I have to be
A
very
supplier,
careful there
like.
because this is an actual situation.
Did you ever text
But-
the person you were talking about? This is the kind
Kind
like
of thing, yeah. So what's happening there is, say for example, you were. We'll have to go to a different example. You were getting.
Say, for example, you were going with a different one.
You're
Yeah.
doing a confirmation, and you wanted to order a tractor for the confirmation boy to arrive on, and you hired a company. who
Let's go
supply-
back. Bouncing
please.
castle. Let's go
Hang on,
fucking
whoa,
bouncing
whoa.
castle. Why would you want a tractor? No. Let's go bouncing castle.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's better. Yeah,
That's
you're
real
right,
life.
yeah, okay, you're right. I went
Oh, you're
too
right,
far.
Darach. Yeah, that makes sense.
I
That's
went,
life.
I went too
Yeah,
far.
yeah.
So okay, confirmation's happening. Well, we go communion because they're a younger child. Okay,
this is
confirmation. Sorry.
All right, inflatable obstacle course.
No, okay, yeah, perfect. Yeah, I like
What
it.
colour is it,
yeah.
lads, please?
It's,
Sumo
it's a
suits.
variety of different colours.
It's sumo suits. Red sumo suits.
So
Is it sumo suits
It's
or
sumo
obstacle
it's
course
an
or bouncing
obstacle
castle?
course and sumo suit.
Okay, perfect.
You
And
must be
have this-
loaded
I know,
in this
yeah.
situation.
Look, we got a lot of money in
And
the
like,
card.
which is it like one of the busy May weekends?
It's
You
yeah,
must
it's confirmation
be fucking
time.
loaded.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Confirmation
He
time,
has the
everyone wants
attic
to-
converted in this life and
So,
everything.
but I knew it was coming
Loaded.
for this child I don't have, right? And I booked this obstacle course and sumo suit package.
2 sumo suits.
And I booked them from, we'd
Yeah,
say.
one sumo suit would be balling.
waist type.
Anyway, I booked the package, and then I booked it months in advance, and then all of a sudden they emailed me and said, "Look, I'm afraid we can't do it now. The sumo suits and the obstacle course are in the garage for fixing."
Right. Okay.
Right?
The sumo
Sorry, I
suits-
slipped back into the original thing there, but yeah, we can't do it now, so I'm afraid we have to cancel.
Did someone push one of the sumo suits?
No, it's the sumo
Who
suits aren't
returned
real.
the sumo suits?
Never
It should be
mind
up
the
to them.
Anyway, the point here is then you get a friend to see can they book the same company to provide the sumo suit
Yeah.
obstacle course thing.
Yeah.
And then
Inflatable
and they
obstacle
come back and they say, "Oh yeah, no, that's no bother at all." Would you be raging?
Yeah.
Oh,
that-
you would, yeah.
You'd be absolutely
And
raging.
the
So
child
then-
would be distraught.
Well, I just think that a punctured sumo suit isn't really anything to be kind of laughing about.
I'm really.
and I'm assuming a bit of tape, I'd be happy.
I
Like,
was
as long as
sumo a bit of tape. I might be happening.
but if there was, as long as the sumo suits on the day,
The actual
Yeah.
example, it was wedding transportation and that sort of thing.
Did we just
that's
go
why
through
the
that
tractor went through your head. Don't tell me you have Laura coming in the transport box.
No,
Yeah, and did they ring and did they say, yeah, no bother, we can have that?
no, and in this particular
You think
occasion,
it was because of the head and you?
no, in this particular occasion, the actual company said, "No, that's too far.
Oh, but
Too
okay.
far away."
And you
So-
said you rang fucking and needed in Cardiff. And they were
I've
like, no
really
problem.
complicated this. It would have been a lovely, lovely little example if I just used the exact thing.
It was a
But I
helicopter, wasn't it?
No.
An airplane. You tried to book Air Force One.
No, it was one of them fancy wedding cars, and they had originally booked it, and then the company then cancelled it. He said, "Oh no, we can't do it now. The car is broke." And then they were raging because they really wanted that car. And then I'm really sorry going through the whole sumo thing, but
We just went through 5 minutes of sumo suits and
But
Yeah,
then,
but that was
then,
bit of crack.
then Laura then texted them and say, can they provide the car for a different person? And they said, no, it's a bit too far to drive. So they didn't say anything about the car being broke. Just said it was too far to drive.
So it's too far to drive
So
for
there was
yours
none
too.
of this sort of crack. That's just whatever we were talking about when you were being called a hussy by the Vodafone person. It just made
Well,
me
it's
think
called
of
me a fat slag.
But
Yeah.
did you ring to specifically?
So the
find out?
person who had booked the transportation in the first place was raging that it had been cancelled.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "I bet you now they're lying, and it's not in for repairs sent transportation.
Yeah.
So they asked Laura, would you now email the company to see, would they give you the same, reason? And it turned out they didn't. It's too far to drive, they said.
Yeah, so it was. Yeah.
But you're with a dodgy car like that.
That's the problem. Darach's
the
have hitting
problem.
it on the head there now.
I
That is the
suppose.
problem.
Sure wouldn't.
Yeah,
They're-
but why
if it's dodgy
cancel
already-
it? Why take it on in the first place? I'm sorry, I'm getting pure vexed about these people now,
Yeah.
and I will out them in the Patreon.
Can I ask you a question, Ray? Are you trying to get one of those fancy cars?
No, it wasn't us at all. It was friends of Laura.
I nearly shit me back passage, man, when you spilled a can of beer beside
The
me
panic
laptop.
on Ray's face.
Oh my god. So you were what are you driving there in?
Oh, we don't need it because she literally comes out the front door of the house. We are getting married,
Oh, brilliant.
and I'm out in the garden.
Yeah, brilliant. Because what we did, and it's something against people who do it, but those fancy cars are all good and well until you're high on the smell of diesel.
Oh, I love the smell of diesel.
No, but like, so when Joey and Lisa got married,
Yeah.
when Joey and Lisa got married, like we were like, it was a VW bus. It was lovely, and they're worth so much money now. You know what I mean?
That's
Right?
funny. Now you should mention a VW bus.
Yeah. Right.
AKA sumo suits and
Oh,
obstacle
right,
course.
okay.
Now we're getting there. Yeah.
So we were trying. So we were in a VW bus, right?
Yeah.
And when it landed, we were like, "This is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Let's take a load of pictures." And
but
and then we got into it then to drive into Galway City for more and more. And I was like, "Oh, jeez, I'm getting a bit lightheaded." Sitting in the back of this fucking
You
thing.
need the red
clearly.
Panadol.
And it
when
was
you're right.
it was going 2 miles an hour the whole way in. So when I married my first wife, Nicola,
Yeah.
I was like, Nick, let's just get a comfortable, like a Mercedes.
What
like,
did you get?
We got a Mercedes
Oh,
or a
nice.
BMW or something.
Big feeling item.
Steve Miles organised it for us.
very pleasant.
And he knows a man. And that we were just like, at least we're comfortable now in the back of this bastard joke.
Yeah.
Because the back of the VW bus, man, it was, I swear to God.
Looks well.
Man, that was a grunt. Hey, what do you expect a pig to do? Only grunt.
Hey,
Huh?
is there a little person inside me? I think they're shouting.
That was a grunt.
Jesus Christ above. Anyway, yeah, that's the crack with that anyway.
So you're not drinking?
Yeah, back to that.
Yeah.
Darach's tips for not drinking on a nice house.
Yes,
Okay.
we're back to that.
Okay, go for it, Darach.
How would you switch fucking headspace? Like I unlike some people I know. I like to now think before I fucking say anything.
No,
Oh,
I
well, you want us
don't.
to cover you for a second? Do you want me to cover you with a little bit of fluff?
The best thing you can do is not think.
I'll do a bit of fluff while you're thinking. I'll just come off for a minute.
You'll
'Cause
never
no, it's
find
fine.
out.
I go. No,
Brendan
we will.
is
Brendan will never find out.
We will. No, I'll just do a little bit of fluff there now.
Go on.
I'll tell Mark about the origin of coffee breaks. Now, you better be thinking when I'm doing this.
I'll be asleep. Why are you going fucking on about the origin of coffee break?
Because do you ever know where a coffee break came from?
Because everyone needs
Small-
to have a break.
No,
Small-
it's not. So
small break at school.
No, none of that. All started in this one spot. There was a place that made ties. Fancy feckin' ties. You know, from gentlemen. Right? Lovely, lovely ties. Men.
The people are the apparel.
The what?
The people are the apparel.
Oh, the apparel, not the
Oh, yeah,
people.
okay.
So you
Ties.
can't make ties. So, Brendan got that delayed. So, anyway, they were making these really fancy ties. Gentlemen were sewing them.
Right.
And they were beautiful. But then the war happened.
Okay.
1939 to 1945.
Which war?
The war.
All the gentlemen had
The
to go.
Vietnamese.
The war.
Yeah, the war. I think it was that war. It could have been the one before it. The other one. First one. So it was a war anyway. The gentlemen had to go and fight the war. There was no one to make the ties. So the employers got in women. Right?
Okay.
And they found that the women could only do 3 or 4 hours. Max. in
Ah,
the
so
day.
that's the best you get out of them. Yeah, I get that.
They weren't getting any more out of them.
No, you wouldn't.
And they were finding that was not enough time for the amount of ties that was needed because it was war. Like,
A lot
they
of-
needed
yeah.
ties. So
a lot of boys wearing suits during the war, man.
There was.
Yeah.
So the situation was they had to sit down with the ladies in the tie factory and said, "What's the story? You can only do 3 or 4 hours. What's going on?" And they said, "Well, if you give us a little break for a drop of coffee or a tea, and a muffin,
Yeah.
we'd be fine. We'd
Yeah.
work a lot more." So they brought in a little morning break and an evening break.
I've got a question just to pause.
You should be thinking.
Was was the keyboard tie invented at this stage?
I don't think it
That
was.
was- yeah.
Okay.
I think
No,
this is
sorry,
before
Ray,
the keyboard tie.
continue. Then I don't really care.
So
again.
the women anyway, then once they got the tea break in the morning and the afternoon, all of a sudden the efficiency was out of this world because they got this small bit of time to sit and chat. And that's how the coffee break happened.
So you're telling me that in 1939 was the first time anyone took a break from work?
I said it could have been one of the wars.
was there a lunch? Lunch was already
Lunch was
instilled.
already a thing.
So just a little break in
This
here
was
and
an
there.
extra hour that they were getting off during the day. Half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the evening, maybe 15 minutes, I don't know.
It does help with work ethic, I will say, like to take a little, even 2 minutes
Yeah.
away.
Just
I
a
love
little break.
walking away from people.
Yeah.
When I used to be a working gentleman and not self-employed for 2 years, I used to love just walking away from the people
Yeah.
and resetting. It'd take 10 seconds to reset your skull.
Yeah.
And I used to, it was really easy. I used to box myself into the face, for 30 seconds straight.
Lovely.
And then I go back in then and do
Beautiful,
whatever that
with
was
sore
fun.
head.
It worked for me now.
Right.
I used to punch myself in the over and
Fat
over again.
pussy.
You should just lamp yourself thinking about your one from Vodafone and what you said to you.
Now, Darach.
That's called flagellation.
Back to yourself there now. Tips for dealing with drunken people on nights out.
Yeah. So it was the tipping point, wasn't it? Was that what I was saying? I think that was 25 minutes ago. But yeah, so things get a bit messier past a certain time. Like,
yes.
As people drink.
Yeah.
And it's just to try and get going then. Because that's the part that scares people from not drinking. I'll just
Irish goodbye.
dip, like, yeah.
Yeah, save 2 days a year.
So it's the best way, because at that point I always thought the reason I'm speaking about this, I suppose, is because I have actually been on like stags and lads' holidays and weddings and different drinking events. So I've been at a good few things to see, like, and I always thought, like, when I was drinking, I was petrified of the sober person.
Yeah.
Petrified.
Yeah.
Of them.
Go away, yeah.
Because the next day you fucking got it.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
But that doesn't seem to be the case. People fucking flock to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're a voice of reason when there's no reason in them.
Yeah.
So you get your head melted.
Right.
So you're as well go before then, and things get messy and people get angry and emotional, and maybe not at you, but just in general. And it's time to go.
We'd never be like that now. Well, one of us would.
It's time to go. Yeah, you.
Why you all looking at me? Shower of absolute bastards. I'm just, straightforward at all times.
That's tip one.
Tip 1, tip 2.
Tip 2 is, I suppose, more so for me. I have a rule where I won't mention anything the next day.
Oh, that's nice.
Because then people don't get annoyed at you. Like, if
they trust you.
I won't keep score. Like,
Yeah.
So whatever happens.
Yeah.
What happens on a night out with Darach stays on a night
Stays
out.
on a night out with
That's
me. Yeah.
admirable.
Because I won't. Because there's nothing worse than hearing fucking everything back the next
Yeah,
day.
because that is a big fear. Like, I know, I hope you don't mind me saying this. When you were a drinker, your big fear was stuff that you might have done the night before.
Yeah.
And then the worry of it being brought up then the next day.
Exactly.
The absolute state of you last night.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
That's how it starts.
So you don't want to be that guy
I
then
don't
that
wanna
says
be that
this.
guy.
That's good.
Yeah, because I that's why. Well, I gave up drink because I had COVID. New Year's. I've been thinking about giving it up. Like, 'cause I wasn't like I drank much at all. Like,
Yeah.
and I had 4 or 5 cans. I had COVID New Year's Eve. Watched a movie with Neve, and drank 4 cans. And
Neve is his brother, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning, panicking
Go away.
from the drink.
Yeah.
Had a potato and couldn't get back to sleep. I said no. And
That's
that was
it. And that was the last time you did
That was
it.
the last time I drank.
And like I was worried at that stage that I was like, oh well, I've been best friends with Darach for 10 years and now he's nothing to me because he won't drink pints anymore. Because the best time we've ever had, me and Darach, was drinking
pints.
But that's because we were young kids at the time, and I didn't realise that actually it doesn't make a blind bit of difference.
No, you have proven yourself to be good crack in a sober capacity.
And he's got a car.
And
Yeah.
you've got a car.
Yeah.
People love the car thing.
Come here. I know we were on about Sean O'Reilly. I hate calling him out again. Actually, I'm delighted to call him out again on this. You know the way we've recently come to understand that he's the most selfish man that ever lived.
Not the most selfish man. That would have been.
Yeah, sorry, I shouldn't say that. You know the way we realised we hate him.
Right.
Remember we were on about the big selfish stuff that he does.
Yeah.
I remembered another thing from the stag.
What Darach after telling you now, things you're not supposed to do after the night out.
Especially stags.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
no.
not supposed to talk about the stuff that happened at the stag, but you're going to do that now anyway.
Yeah, no, I'll do it now and then we
Yeah.
can decide later if I should have said it.
I
Okay.
know, I think you should say it. It's good crack. I just wanted to make the point.
You know the way he stole the room off me from under my nose
He
before
did.
I even knew what was going on?
He did.
Later that evening then as well, when it was raining outside, and we were leaving one establishment and going to another one.
Yeah, and utilising Darach and his sobriety.
Darach had a BMW.
He has.
You know, and he said, I have a
Couple of lights
BMW there
missing
now.
in the NCTs though.
But he said, I have 4 seats in it, whatever. Anyway, we all decided, no, we'll walk and let people. Sean said to me, Mark, me and you'll just walk, don't worry.
Yeah.
And when I got to the front door of the pub, you were driving by and Sean was waving at me from the car like that. He was waving at me in the car. And I was like, I can't believe because he just didn't want me to say I'd go
No.
take it. So he was like, the two of us will go.
Yeah.
And then he was like, okay, when I'm out there, I'm going to jump into
That
the car
is
now.
a classic stitch
He
up.
is outrageous. Man. He's outrageous. Unbelievable. I mean, it's an art in itself, like, to be that ignorant and get away with it.
Anyway.
Anyway, yeah.
Was that's all the tips from the...
I think so. I think so. Yeah, go
ones.
dip, get out of there early.
Yeah.
And Yeah,
don't be a tattletale.
spot the biggest dose and be on the opposite side of the room.
Yeah.
Because that's a good tip.
Yeah.
The only thing is you can miss crack here and there, but as in you get sleepy a lot sooner. And
Yes, you have to go to bed
you
early.
miss the sing song.
Yeah, you do. But that's another thing I want to talk to you about. This is shite. Sorry now. I do tend to go on sides. Anyway, Travelling Soldier.
Oh yeah.
How did that get so popular so fast?
Okay.
That's one of the sing-song songs.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so and I want to point out a couple of things about Travelling Soldier. Number one, I think it might be about a pedophile, and number two, that woman had a boyfriend before that gentleman soldier came along.
Right.
She said, "I bet you've got a boyfriend, but I don't care. I've got no one to send this letter to."
That's what the soldier said.
So the soldier said, "You have a boyfriend now. I don't give a shit."
Right.
And she said, "I don't give a shit either. I'm going to play piccolo till you come home." Right?
My question is, did the time traveller come back in time?
I haven't told you why he's a paedophile.
Why is he a pedophile?
Because it says too young for him. They told her.
Oh, too young for him. She was too young for him.
It's about a dirty paedophile.
Right.
Yeah, but all he did was write her letters. No, that's still bad. Why
Yeah,
am I
but
justifying
only
it?
for the fact that he was dead. Yeah, only for the fact.
He didn't think he was going to die.
Darach all of a sudden is like,
Yeah.
no.
I just want to say for the record that Neve is 30. Sorry, 29.
I might be in trouble here.
Also, we said it before. There's so many of those songs like from back in the day, like ABBA. You know, the ABBA.
What was that one again?
Yeah, Does Your Old One know?
Does your old one know?
Yeah.
But it's
That's about a girl that's
you're only
far too
yeah,
young.
shouldn't he say
You're only a child.
what an awful thing to
Yeah,
say.
and you're out in the nightclub now, and I'm looking at the fucking cheeks on you.
There's a load of them, though.
Loads of them.
Your man got in trouble for blurred lines, didn't he? He was.
Did he? Why was there dirt stuff in that as well?
Blurred lines, like it's about kind of.
Oh, it's about like you don't
The
know
line is blurred.
Yeah, legal or not.
Is that what the song was about?
Hollywood is full of dirty
And
perverts.
he got in trouble for that, I think.
Yeah, Hollywood's full of dirty perverts.
I never knew what the blurred lines meant.
You know,
it's not positive.
Oh man, it's outrageous, man. The story, I don't know. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Travelling Soldier.
Did you hear? Yeah, there's another thing. Shaker Stevens. You know your man Jim will fix it.
Yeah.
Or no? What was the other lad?
Please
BBC?
tell me you're only realising this now.
What was the other lad at the BBC that was not great?
So Jimmy Savile.
Jimmy Savile sorted it out so it was like a Make-A-Wish thing for some young one to meet Shaker Stevens.
Jerry Adams' brother's a paedophile.
Got that bit.
Like, you know, I freak out
No, he
every
got done
time I'm
for it.
on this thing.
No, you don't need to worry. That's gone. Yeah.
But he got done for it.
What context is that?
We're talking about paedophiles.
You're talking
You're
about.
talking about them. I was asking. My question was
let's go.
very simple. My question was simple. It was like, did a time traveller come back?
Did he come back?
Come back and do something to young ones to make them so in love
Okay.
with time
Can I just,
traveling
you know the way you
soldiers?
go inside questions here and stuff? I just saw Brendan move. Are you in awful pain? What
No, he's reacting physically to what Mark is saying.
is it?
Yeah.
It's the chair. He dirty bastard.
give
Look
him
at the way
bow
you're
chair.
sitting.
Yeah, we give him the bow chair.
Belcher.
Yeah, no, he doesn't because he can't. We can't let him think any more of himself. It's really worrying if he gets a big head. So
Like,
we make
you
him-
have fucking, like, you seem like Harry Potter.
Yeah, he sits
You're
on
the
dog's chair.
Dursleys.
So look at the
Yeah.
size of the table we have him sitting at.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get a midget
is
sitting
it?
at that table. It's a coffee table.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Used to be
I'd
my
fucking-
chair.
Yeah. So yeah, it did actually. Yeah. But anyway, sorry. So Travelling Soldier. The reason Travelling Soldiers got big again is because something happened during COVID where the young ones couldn't go to dance anymore. And what I mean by young ones is I mean the rural young ones.
Yeah.
Okay. The rural young ones that might have been going out to do a bit of fucking Dickie Denver.
Yeah.
They might have gone out to a bit of Philomena.
Right.
They
Who
could have gone
else?
to Lisa McHugh.
Who
Yeah.
else?
Cleonis Hagan.
Who else?
Michael English.
Who else?
Derek Ryan.
Who else?
Miles.
Johnny Brady.
Who else?
Stuart
Stuart Miles. They
Who
could have gone
else?
out Stuart Miles. All of them who might have been going to them, still do or whatever. But there was a quick turnaround from country to folk.
Yeah.
Right? And the folk music now has kind of taken over, and ballads have taken over again. And it's the bands now. That's why the tumbling Kendys and the whistling Kendys are flying now, because young ones are going, I want to go to the band. And you know why? Because I don't think they can jive in dresses that are too short and Nike runners.
Right.
Do you
So
know
it
what I
wasn't
mean?
time travel or mass hypnosis
Well, I mean, neither of those things I would understand how that makes sense at all.
or aliens.
What do you mean, like?
I just don't understand how that song has become so big.
Travelling Soldier's massive again. I saw a band do it twice in the same set.
That's a way.
Yeah.
That's illegal in some countries.
Well, the union wouldn't allow it now. You know what I mean? The musicians' union wouldn't allow you to
No.
play the same song twice in
you're
one
not
set.
allowed.
But having said that though, here's the thing as well. Message to all musicians, Darach, that I'm sure you'll agree with. You have to agree with it before I say it though.
Do you
Yeah.
agree with it?
You do.
Uh,
You do.
You do.
I can't.
A message to all musicians out there: take your head out of your cheeks, okay?
Oh.
Don't be going around trying to get a load of gigs and wondering why you can't get them when you won't just play what the crowd wants.
Wow.
My name is Darach Gorham.
No.
I do not
My
stand
name
by
is
that
Derek
message.
You
Hansel.
do
Do
it,
not support this
Is it-
podcast.
like, is there any song where you're like, oh no, I don't play that kind of thing because but we just play the fucking song.
No,
don't you?
I play the like the ones that you wouldn't even dream of doing. I do them like
Yeah.
as in
You wouldn't have the vocal
No, like
capacity
my
to match.
favourite song to sing. Well, Jar sings it, the lad I play with, and my favourite song to do is "Love Story" by Taylor Swift. I love.
There you
That's
go.
a great song.
Yeah, no, there you go. You
Yeah.
have to do. Go and do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dead shagging.
That you
right.
have a job. That's your
Yeah,
job.
That's your job. Yeah. So a lot of people there going, oh, he's not doing it.
It's like a fella going to.
except for Sweet Home Alabama. That's the only one.
Oh, what about that?
Don't do that because I told you I fell back to take put down.
You
that
fell back
fucking-
and love it. What about
Um,
Sweet Home Ballad the night we were playing in that pub?
Come here. I had to. You just reminded me there. Do you remember when we met a fella before, and he was starting his own band, and he goes, "I am going to start my own band." And we were like, "All right," he says, "but it's going to be with a difference."
Mm-hmm.
And we were, "All right, what is it?" And he said, "You know the song you end the gig with."
Oh, wow.
And we were like, you know the way people do like the final countdown and they do like Thunderstruck.
Yeah.
We're going to do a set of all of them.
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember that?
It was like the biggest epiphany in the world. Why don't we do 32 belters?
So it'd be, you'd start off with Sweet Caroline.
We've talked about this. Yeah.
Then into Wonderwall.
So the idea would be that it
Yeah.
didn't matter what you did where.
Four
We
non-lands.
talked about this, like, yeah.
Thunderstruck.
but there,
Yeah.
there would end up being a hierarchy eventually, I think. Like where you'd end with like,
Where you'd end up finding Proud Mary is not the best song.
yeah.
Yeah, no, because it doesn't work that way.
When you start with Proud Mary.
Gigs are a journey, Dark, as well you know.
That's
you
true.
have to build them. They have to be built up to something at the end that's a finale.
That's
so you can't
good.
just wallop out 32 belters.
You can't what 32
No.
belters.
No.
And me and Dark combined, we're number 1 and 2 in the one-man show in the country.
So you were saying that
I haven't
the,
played on my own in a long time.
are you saying then so that you need to play the shit at the start to make the end look good?
Yeah, well, usually I do 30 shit songs.
So there was I have another band story which we use in these situations as well.
Yeah.
Years ago, I was in a band called the White Cakes. No, I'm not telling that story, but we were playing in town in Castlereagh, and no one was really listening to us. Like they were going, and there was a fella there who liked the band.
Yeah.
And we had a break, and he came over and he starts going, "Fuck them." and we used to end every night with Thunderstruck, and he loved Thunderstruck.
Yeah.
Huge
Like,
AC/DC
yeah,
fan.
so he goes, "Fuck them,
Fuck the crowd.
fuck them," and you know, the ungrateful bastards, and you know, he says, "Take it nice and easy, and then hit them with the thunderbolt." he went Thunderstruck.
So he went back down and he sat down there, pure smoke. And
Yeah.
going,
I
I won't know
told
what
Hit
hit
them with the
them now.
thunderbolt.
Hit them with the thunderbolts. It's the best.
So that's the thunderbolt at the end. I think I still don't know. Did he mean Thunderstruck? Or did he mean like a
No,
flash of
he
light?
meant Thunderstruck,
Yeah.
100%, man.
Bit of flash.
So you're happy now. You're
Very
about the
good,
man.
Yeah, all good. What else? I'm back west.
Back west.
You
Yeah.
got out of Dublin. Are you happy
Out of
with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you
Even though
find-
your missus is still up in Dublin.
Yes.
Your missus
I'm
is a
very
dub.
sad. Yes.
Yeah, so what are they like? No, so and what's the your missus is a lovely lady. She cut you wide open as well, which I think is great. She cut Sean O'Reilly the second she met him.
Did she?
Yeah, the second she met him.
What'd you say to him?
So she met him at my wedding,
Yeah.
right? And obviously everyone had been going over. It was the first time a load of people had met Neve, like so
Yeah.
they were all going up to her to try and be like, "Hi, we're Darach's friends, and you're
Yeah.
very welcome," and all that stuff. And then everyone obviously was talking shy to her. So by the time Sean got to her, she said, he said, "Where are you from?" And she said, "Oh, I'm from Dublin." And then he said, "Oh, sure. That's exactly what it's like up there now, Dublin, with the population." And she just turned to me and she said, "Why is everyone telling me shite jokes?" While Sean was still
Like
there.
that's Sean's encounter with the conversation
the
with Eve.
first
That's
time, yeah.
my life.
Okay.
Shite jokes.
Makes you a better person though.
I thought it
does.
was the best thing I ever seen. She just fucking went, "Why is he telling me shit? Everyone is asking me shite jokes."
But yeah, so no, I'm happy out now. Yeah, things are going well. Right?
I think it's the best version you've ever seen in my whole life.
And me,
I'm absolutely delighted.
yeah,
Unreal.
like it's the way we've been kind of going on. You swear I was junkie. I've been fucking
No, you were down in the dumps, man. Now everyone was talking
Yeah.
about
down
you.
in the
You were.
dumps.
No, everyone
Those
was.
few stints you did.
People were worried about you.
Yeah. People
People
were
were-
collecting for you.
Yeah, they
People
were.
were collecting for me.
Yeah,
It was a GoFundMe.
I had to take down the bunting the night before you gave up the drink. We had bunted up and a sign that said intervention.
Lads, I'm going to return the compliment.
Go on.
I am very happy to see how successful this has become.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
It is. I think.
That's your goddaughter
yeah,
there.
my goddaughter being ignorant.
Takes it after her godfather.
Yeah, no, it is mad to be sitting back here after all that time and to be going, well, this is episode 200, which is unbelievable that it's actually episode 200. And it's mad that we have, I suppose, have we gotten comfortable with this?
Probably too comfortable.
Yeah, like, I mean, look, I get it. Here's the thing. I get that we're not everybody's cup of Kendy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, obviously we're not, but I'm glad that some people find some value in what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even if that's the case, then we'll do another 200 episodes, you know?
I think the amount of work that the 2-3 you put in is outrageous, and on top of
And the viewers.
everything
And the
you
viewers.
do, yeah,
Yeah.
it's some would say mental illness.
Like it is, yeah, like we're all running different jobs and stuff, but like we really like doing this when we sit down in here. And there's times it gets tense. Like,
How?
there is times it gets tense. Like there's real tension sometimes when it's not going the way you think it should be going. You know?
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know for sure. People don't see
Kendy's
that.
a volatile sort of a fella.
Yeah, really, that's
Really,
true.
I
Though. Yeah.
fucking wouldn't know.
He's slappy.
No, it
Had
is. It
years
gets
of
that way
dealing.
because when stuff isn't going the way you want it to go, and I'm a really emotional person. I don't know why in the last couple of years I've become and Ray then, like, not to speak for him, but is the opposite way. So like,
No emotion whatsoever.
no, not the opposite. Like,
And
but
like a stone.
But that's where the
What's wrong with
tension.
you?
That's where the tension comes from because like
Serial killer, I think is the word.
I'll be at boiling point, like, and then Ray'll be like, "Well, just don't worry." Then all like and then that I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking burn," you know, and it gets that way sometimes. In here.
I'm getting better at that now, though.
Like what?
At that, Laura has me well trained.
To do what?
I'm able to now, if you're really stressed out, rather than going, don't be stressed out.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go,
You give him no
here,
patting.
man. I
Oh,
know
gee,
what you're
that's
saying
bad.
here.
Yeah, yeah,
I can
yeah.
feel it too, you know. We'll
That's
get
good.
through it.
Little pat in the leg.
Yeah, a little touch and
Would
go.
you like a hot beverage?
Sometimes that is all it takes is to go, fuck me.
Yeah, no, it's like, I understand what's going on here.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Even in this podcast, like, we all have differences in it, like creative differences that mean that we sit down sometimes after this is done and go, "Oh, for fuck," or this, or "No, I'm not doing that," or but you know what I mean?
But that's the back to the effort thing. Like that takes a lot of effort. Like to be able to fucking not hash it out. I'm not going to say row. Hash it out. Do all that shit. Like that's draining.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
And that takes days and stuff. And it's not just sitting
be
here
wrecked
for an
after
hour.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, like we're absolutely wrecked.
You have
and-
tired me the fuck out this evening.
but like then there's the like, even though it's quite minimal at the moment now because we've kind of laid back a little bit, but the editing process as well, and but then even on top of that as well, like people, I don't think people realize this, right? We're sitting down every week and deciding where we want to go next. Like we are actively. We make it seem like we do just
Like
come in
Tullamore.
here. Like we might go to Tullamore. Who
Yeah.
knows? You know, you might go to Athlone. You know, no, but people think that we just come in and sit down and we have the crack, and the boys are just great crack, and that's what they do, and they sit down and they chat. But like we are always thinking, well,
Kendy's trying to take
how
over
can
the
we-
world.
Yeah, no, I'm genuinely going, how can we make this thing work better? Like my thing is, if we have a couple of thousand people listening to us now, well then why can't that be 50,000? Why can't it be 60? Why can't it be?
Because the two Johnnies have them.
Yeah, but they'll be dead soon, Red. The two Johnnies.
They'll go out like a firework.
Oh man, they'll be like a fart hurricane. They'll be gone, man. No, they're obviously we can't get to that level, but we can get to a very sustainable level, I think. And it's because people have listened to it. We have 200 episodes now. People have listened to our catalogue 3 and 4 times over.
Yes.
It's great, and that genuinely makes us go, there's something in this that some people like.
Yeah.
Some people, I will say, because most TikTok hate me, but there's some
This
people
would be
that
a
like
very
it.
good time now to talk about the 2 shout-outs I have this week.
Oh, go on, perfect. Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
great.
Thank
No
you very
bother,
much.
go on,
Yeah.
perfect.
So we have a Gillian.
Lovely.
She's Buckley. And she's from Killarney.
What a great way of saying that. We have a Gillian, and she's Buckley.
She's Buckley. She's Buckley. She's from Killarney.
Lovely.
I think she's in around 100 episodes.
Right.
And she's motoring her way through. And we're to give her a wee shout out. It could be her birthday. She could be doing, I don't know.
How we know it's her birthday when she listens
I
to
didn't write
200s?
that down.
Doesn't matter. It'll eventually be your birthday, Gillian, so make sure you listen back
Yeah,
to
happy
200
birthday,
again.
Gillian.
Happy birthday to
And
you.
fair play to you for listening.
Yep.
And also Sarah abroad in Germany.
Oh, Sarah abroad in Germany.
Yes,
yeah,
she
yeah.
also she put up a little post on Instagram in
did.
German.
She did.
Which
You have to-
absolutely, I had to go get the German-Irish dictionary out.
Yeah, no, you
Because
can
you
hit
Google-
C. You can hit C translation.
No, I went out and bought a little dictionary and I translated the
Google
whole
Lens.
set.
What
And
a monumental waste of money.
Did you actually?
I did, yeah, because I couldn't figure it out.
You can hit C translation on Instagram. It'll show you
We
what
call
she
that
said.
Vodafone book back. This fella needs internet.
You know you can
Anyway,
hit C translation
Sarah
on top
said
corner.
something about the fact that we made her cry in hospital, so I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, no, do you remember
Yeah,
when...
you probably fucking mistranslated
I
it.
probably did.
She ate a sandwich in a fucking restaurant.
She might
probably what it
cry
was.
and laughing at home
No,
or
that
something.
didn't answer it. She was swimming. No. She was. Remember I shouted her out on the live show. I said she's not feeling well. She's a bit under the weather in Germany.
Okay.
So that is Sarah. And then she obviously, it was very nice for her to hear that.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Say hello to Sarah.
Stop buying dictionaries, Ray. You could just hit C translation. At the
Yeah, or
top
Google
fucking
Lens
corner.
or there's multiple things.
Galway versus Roscommon.
Yeah, do you want to get into it?
No, very quickly.
Because I can't.
You don't have to. I just
Yeah.
want to ask you one question.
Go on.
Who does the Roscommon football manager look like?
Oh, yes. Someone told me.
Can we
No.
say this? Are we allowed to say this?
I to be honest, Mark doesn't like. You've made it known you don't support Roscommon.
No,
Yeah.
I do support Roscommon.
No, you don't. But
You don't. You're a Galway fan.
No, you don't.
Apparently, he looks like Susan Boyle.
Does he? Oh my Christ, does he?
Apparently. He's the cutout of him.
He's a great
I
man.
didn't
He's
even
doing
notice
great.
that.
He's doing great work for the
What's his name?
county.
Davy
Up
Burke, isn't
Roscommon.
it? What's his name? David Burke. Yeah. Great manager, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up Roscommon, we're not out yet. Okay.
Here's the
Come on,
one thing I'd say about
then.
Roscommon. If
Yeah.
they had a 15-minute burst in the second half, they keep doing this. Come out and play football in the first half, Roscommon. Don't be afraid of us.
What you're talking about is like the cover band. Come out and play bangers from the start.
Yeah, come out and play
32.
Start, hey, hit them with the Thunderbolts.
Hit them with the fucking thunderbolt from the start. That's the key.
Listen, Darach, thanks so much for doing this again.
Yeah.
This
Can,
is
can I
great.
just say one more thing? Because
Yeah.
Ray picked his day.
Yeah.
Brendan, I know it's episode 200, but you have to be the biggest fucking ignorant pair I've ever met.
We'll
in my
get
life.
him a nice chair on a table.
Get him a chair.
And we'll put him in somewhere other than the hall.
No, I'd hate for him
And
to think
he-
anything of himself.
What?
I'd hate that. I'd hate for him to think anything of himself.
What, like, he's the tallest man in the
I've
room and
been
he's
told
the
as well-
smallest chair.
I've been
that's
told as
perfect.
well to keep behind the wall because I can't see him.
Yeah, he's not allowed to see
I don't want
himself.
to. I
You
said,
don't want to see him.
don't.
I'm-
If I see you,
I can't keep my eyes off him all.
That's the problem.
I feel so sorry for him.
I,
There's plenty of stuff he can be sitting on. Like,
No.
All you have to do is bring one of these chairs that I'm sitting on.
all he has
up
to
for
do
him.
No.
is bring one of them chairs up.
It's a volunteer fucking position.
Fucking
give him,
nuts.
give him a chair.
Fucking not a volunteer position. That's his work. No, he's
You give-
perfect like that. You're giving him big notions,
What,
man.
you give him an
You're
Easter egg or a
Jeez, you have
fucking
to-
Christmas card?
I wouldn't give him one
Stop
of those things.
causing trouble here,
Yeah,
will
you're
you?
causing all
What
There's
you
a nice
mean?
little situation going on.
It's not. What do you mean? It's a nice situation for you two.
No, we have a lot of. I have to say, we do have a huge amount of respect for Brendan T. Yeah, T.
Have you got?
What do you mean?
Have you got biscuits?
Yeah, the snacks, Brendan.
Get them.
The snacks there, please, Brendan.
Oh yeah, his back is broke. His legs are in bits. You should have.
Oh,
I
is your
looked
back-
over.
oh.
This is
Can we-
the way Brendan moved. This is the way Brendan moved a few minutes ago.
That's
Okay.
Brendan
So
is
enough of
exactly
that
how
now,
we like
Darach.
him.
That's fine now. That's
He's exactly how
everything.
we like him. Leave
Yeah,
him alone.
let's leave it at that.
With that
Tell you
being
what.
said, fair play
Well.
to Brendan for flicking the keys clean off himself as well.
Yeah.
That is 200 episodes, lads.
That's it now.
We shaggy did it. We are probably on the verge of announcing more live shows. Watch this space.
And we have some bad news for you folks.
Don't. Why? What are you going to say?
I'm taking a week off.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm going on holidays.
Where are you going?
I'm going to
Judas.
Spain.
Judas.
I'm going down to a place everyone goes to.
Alicante.
Yes.
Alicante.
Alicante.
Oh,
Are
yeah.
you going to Alicante?
Yeah, going to well, it's south of Alicante. Going to Lasagna.
Which one of them are you going with?
What?
Which one of your
Lazarus.
girls are you going with?
I'm going with both of them. I'm going with Laura and her mammy.
Oh,
Yeah.
lovely.
And at the
little
moment,
holiday.
we're trying to convince Sean Riley to come too,
He should.
so that we can double date.
That'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
I've always
So
seen Laura, Sean, and Suzanne together.
That's so
It'd be
weird.
perfect, man. Ray,
It's going to be a lovely time.
So, Ray,
Yeah,
is that
well,
next week?
That's next week.
So there's no
won't-
episodes.
There'll be no episode the week after this one comes
Yeah.
out.
Okay. Well,
So-
look at your haven't you 200 there
And
to
I
go
think,
back through again.
I think we've left you with a fairly long one. In this
Yeah,
one.
this should be a decent
Yeah.
one now. We leave this mostly
Long.
long. Yeah,
Yeah.
Fair play to Brendan, genuinely flicking the keys off himself. And fair play to all ye. And it's patreon.com/Kendy Raybo podcast if you want to see Darach's lovely face.
He's beautiful.
You can see it. It's
Wait till you
absolute-
see now. There'll be a skyrocket on the Patreon.
There will, imagine.
We'll have 10 as opposed to 5.
I tell you what,
Jeez,
you, have
they
to,
be-
you don't mention it. You should be making fair wearing costumes or stuff, drive people onto it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
true.
Well, we should be treated like an
And you
OnlyFans.
definitely should get Brendan a better chair.
We will.
Stop on about that. He's not getting a
Oh,
better chair.
and we have to. We do also, before we go,
Yeah.
have to thank our sponsors.
Yeah, so 200 episodes in, for most of those, we have had a tremendous sponsor in Sligo.
We have,
Haven't we,
and
Ray?
that is Brian O'Sullivan
That's right.
of the Blind Tiger and Anderson's Tremendous Event Centre,
Yeah.
and his co-partner up the north You have to give Larry a wee shout out.
Larry boy, fair play, because he is a listener.
Yeah, he's a listener.
So fair play to you, Larry,
Yeah.
man. We appreciate everything about you.
Yeah.
Mostly money.
And
Thank
all
you
the
so
staff
much.
as well for keeping the places open. Because
And for sending us cocktails. You can see the cocktail boxes from the Cocktail Club
Yeah.
in the Blind Tiger behind Ray, which is still available. Get on to thecocktailclub.com, isn't it, or something?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. No, I don't know if it's .com or .ie.
Is that the Blind Tiger?
So the Blind Tiger
Tiger, yeah.
boxes,
Cool,
yeah.
yeah.
So they send you cocktails out like that, like
Yeah.
it's class.
Anywhere in the country.
Anywhere in the country, nationwide. They
Right,
call it.
nationwide.
Yeah.
Nationwide delivery of cocktails.
Phil, we're saying that to a fellow who doesn't drink.
No,
So-
but I get a mocktail. When I'm
get a
on
mocktail.
stags, the lads always buy me mocktails.
There you go, yeah.
And
Crazy
they get
mocktails.
them to put as much fruit into it as they can, so I'm walking around with a big bowl of fruit.
Sexy.
Do you ever try getting like a sponsorship from like Harry Corrie or some furniture shop?
Oh,
For what?
For a
here's my
chair for
goal.
fucking Brendan.
Fuck off. My goal is you're allowed to have multiple sponsors. I'd love to keep the Blind Tiger and Anderson's.
Yes.
But I'd love if like some car company were like, we'll lease you a car for the year if you just or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that'd be class.
That would be shit for me because, as you can tell from my previous couple of podcasts, I don't want to change.
You don't want to change that? I do. Okay, so if Hyundai are out there or Connolly's, Volkswagen,
Laura, take care.
give us
now,
a shout
fairness.
there. Even a 1.2 Polo. Oh, I'd love it.
Would you drive a ball?
Oh, I'd drive a Polo. I would. I'd love it. I'd or a 1.6 straight. Petrol
I've never
Golf.
seen a Polo drive the speed limit.
I want a
I've only
Tiguan.
seen
Yeah,
it
they're
go
not able to.
30 kilometres below it.
Yeah, they can't go. I'd love a Tiguan. Just letting you all out there know I want a Tiguan.
Is that how that's pronounced?
Yeah, Tiguan, yeah.
That was Tiguan.
No, a Tiguan, 100%.
If this was the
It's weird.
Oscars, there'd be music starting to come in here now.
Ray, fair play
we
to
never
me.
did Brendan's bits.
What? Oh my God, shut up.
Do Brendan's bits.
Don't do Brendan's bits. They never work.
Do one bit of Brendan's
Do
bits.
Okay, do
Brendan's
one
bits.
bit of Brendan's bits
Hey,
then.
do something for him, will you?
No, he's not. I hate because you're giving him a massive head now.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
I can't
do
believe we
Brendan's
just wrapped up the show and Ray's like, no, come on now, we keep going
He's
for
dead
another
No,
right.
but the one
It's
small
episode
bit of Brendan's
200.
bits.
Brendan's bits. So it's.
No, it's actually shite. The last, the ages at which you peak at throughout life.
Oh yeah,
We talked
I
about
haven't
this
hit
in
my
my
peak
last
yet.
Salary. Wait, what's it? Oh, so okay. What age are you now, Kendy?
I am 31 and
31.
a half.
You're peaked there at your bone mass and playing chess. And 32, remembering faces. That's the times. That's how good.
That's how you get good at remembering faces at 32.
Yeah.
I've always been good at remembering faces, terrible at
You
remember
must
my
have been
wallet.
32 your whole life.
Apparently, me, I'm 39/40. Apparently, making a Nobel Prize winning discovery is me. That's what I peak at
Man,
there now.
I tell
Are
you
you
what.
working on it? Are you working on anything at the moment?
Ray,
Yeah.
unless they find a new gas in your farts,
I didn't
there's
fart.
no way that they're going to be fucking. You're going to be.
Salary, men's salary peaks around 48. Your arithmetic skills
They had
peak
sweet
at 50.
dreams.
What?
Sweet dreams.
I'm made for
That's
these.
your arithmetics.
The arithmetics.
Your arithmetics.
The arithmetic. And then at 51.
fucking having a stroke.
At 50,
The arithmetics.
Oh Lord.
51, understanding people's emotions.
Ray, you're a good bit
So-
off that. So
Yeah.
So from 51, we understand people's emotions like fucking telepaths.
No,
But yeah.
you just get. Well, I get how you're feeling. That it's actually truth to that
But that's-
statement.
I
so you're
think-
building up towards that.
I'm
no, that's
building
good.
towards that 'cause I'm
Yeah,
getting
I like
older.
that.
Yeah,
I had my emotional peak at 27. I started crying and everything at 27.
that's
Just,
not on
just
this one.
randomly, or did you watch Marley and Me?
No, I'll cry. No, not even Marley and Me. I'll cry at anything, like. Honest
Look
to
at
God.
Bucky
I
Boo.
will. Oh, you Bucky Boo, lovey.
Right,
How
now,
things.
That's it now.
That's
for
the
200.
crack. Listen, fair play to you all. Can we do a little fair play?
I hope she takes strangers, yeah.
She's gone.
Ali's in there now. She's on the Patreon if anyone wants. Oh, God. She's going to take strangers with me. Do you want to hand her over to me? See that she.
Yeah, let's see, 'cause she
okay,
hates
just
Ray.
before we go.
Yeah, okay,
so
let's see if
Darach,
this
can you
works.
hand the baby to me?
Would you
feel-
Or
please?
Nicola,
I
could
feel
you? Do
bad.
you want? Okay, there
Pass
we are
the
now.
baby, please.
Pass the baby, please. This is the end of episode 200. This is with Ali. Hello, hello, Ali. How's it going? No. Yeah, I don't think she's taking it too well.
Give her a
You ever
sec.
see Dad's Army? Permission to panic,
Oh
sir.
no, she's sound. This
Is she
grand.
actually?
Yeah, she's sound. She's sound as a bell, aren't you?
Ali, I told you not to get used to that fella. Didn't I?
You're fine, aren't you? No? Yeah, she's grand.
Ray, maybe you are good with kids.
I'd have sound
Look at
children
that.
now.
That's
No.
lovely.
No, not fine.
Well, don't shout at the child. Like,
I'm not shouting at the
Yeah.
child. Don't shout.
Will we do our fair play to me, will we?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to do your fair play to me? Yeah? Okay, so I'll go first. You go last, Darach. Okay? So I'll go first. Okay. Ray, fair play to me.
A fair play to me.
and fair play to me.
Good
And
luck.
Brendan.
Good luck.
And fair play to me as well, I'm baby Ali. Oh, you're so stupid, don't you? Oh,
Hey!
no. There she goes.
Da, 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 da.
What's wrong with Charlie? Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Anderson's Tremendous Event Centre and Wonderful Food Items, and the Blind Tiger's marvellous alcoholic fruit drinks.
That's okay, Pudgy. It's okay,
What
Pudgy.
is wrong with me?
Okay, little
It's just a head in your way. The babies know bad people.
They do, man. They've figured you out.